Yeah, realistic division race 9 waiting. Uh, all right. Can we do a very
क्यों
quick?
कोई बाहर नहीं जा रहा है bro?
I think it's rainy weather, rainy day. Nobody's going out. Say audio check. Okay, we are live. Yes, we are very much audible. I shall very quickly
All
copy
right,
the link
so hello
and
everyone joining us at the Hybrid Theory Racing League race number 9, I think,
yes,
at the Belgian GP. And joining me in the box is Chips. Hello, Chips. Welcome.
bonjour, buongiorno. Welcome everyone to Spa and Yash. I just want to ask you if this is a new feature that they've brought into the game. But I'm on board with TBK right now, and Shrikant's the retired meanwhile. The TBK is on track, and I can feel the vibrations, the controller vibrations, even though I'm not driving. While I'm on board
So
with
yes,
TBK.
this is the new feature, and I think I mentioned this in one of the earlier streams that it's so immersive that you actually can feel you can feel the car, but there is a certain setting you need to, I think, enable if I'm not wrong, or something like that. I'm not even sure what it is exactly because I don't have it, but I know what you're saying because I felt it in one of the previous races.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's actually quite interesting to have that. Um, I mean, yeah, of course,
certainly.
have all of this, but not something else.
Why do you want a formation lap, man? Why on earth would you want a formation lap? A functioning red flag system, bug-free safety cars, but no, controller vibrations. Honestly, I'll say it's a bit distracting for me. While on comms, I would obviously it's very important during actual races. But yeah, maybe I'll look to disable this setting for the future. But we have quite a few drivers out on track. The first of whom is going to be TBK, who's going to start his lap in the Aston Martin. So, realistic performance, do you expect the Aston to be as good as it was in real life?
Not really. I don't think it was that great in Spa, was it? Because the Aston is a high downforce car, very draggy car.
Yeah.
It's not slippery like the Williams. Or I mean, I'm not even going to talk about the Red Bull because that's a car which aces every track, every corner, every piece of tarmac you put it on. So realistically speaking, I'm not going to speak about it. But yeah, like I said, the Aston is not the best car around Spa. I feel like the Williams are going to do well here because that car was very, very, very fast here.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we have TBK already on lap, so why don't you follow him through and take us on board?
And I hope I remember my corner names. It's been a while since I've done a league race at Spa, forms for a league race at Spa. He went flat through Rouge and is a 30.3 for the first sector. Now going through Lecombe chicane. The Aston Martin looking pretty nice. In the sunny weather, has a bit of rear sliding there. Into Malmedy, I believe this corner is. I think I should remember this by now. And now towards Brussels. This turn has been reprofiled in real life, but why on earth would we want that? We want new sofas, we want new TV sets. And to double gosh, also known as Puan, the double left-hander, very tricky if you get onto the curbing. TPK does, but thankfully he keeps it under control into Speaker's Corner. Not entirely sure I know these. Speaker's Corner and into Malmedy. Uh, I'm gonna guess that is it. And this is then Stavilo, the start of Sector 3, the end of Sector 2. Now approaching double left-hander at Blanchimont. Let's have a look at how TBK navigates it. Is he going to take the shortest line? Is he going to take a bit of a wider line? He takes a midway line. All right there. And approaching the bus stop chicane. It's been a decent lap for TBK. He can definitely go faster than that, I believe. And through the last corner he goes. It's a nice exit. DRS open. And to the line, the Aston Martin goes provisional pole 143.507. I think that was a decent lap. He can definitely go faster. And following right behind him is Pratham. There's a Merc ahead of him who I believe is Harshi. Who's the other Merc? I don't think they're out on track. Okay, both are out on track. So Pratham has a bit of a snap coming out of the last corner, but he is gonna go P2. He's about 4 tenths behind TBK at the moment. And yeah, the car ahead of him was Harshi in the Merc who just started his lap. Let's have a look at somebody else. So we have Alchemist coming up to
Just
finish
to
his lap, and Alchemist is lagging a little bit right now. Maybe that was a bit of a desync, but he goes P4 for now. And yeah, Jishnu P2, he is not that far behind the leader. Let's have a gap with the leader. So it's 3 runs behind the leader at the moment. Until someone have to finish the lap. Oxidize has invalidated, and is he going to go for another lap? No, he's going to dive into the pit. We have, I believe, yeah, Anton about to finish his lap. So what can Anton do? Doesn't look to be a particularly fast lap for Anton. He's definitely going to beat his teammate. But yeah, Alpha not looking very good around here. Alfa Romeo, I mean, I should say. You there?
You know, going around many of these corners, like how I'm on board with Hershey right now, going around Puon, and like you know, I just remember the W11 video I saw Lewis Hamilton how he shifts from 7th to 8th mid corner, which like you know was a testament of how powerful and efficient that car was around corners. We saw even Max struggling a bit in Puon in the Red Bull, which was like you know quite encouraging to see how the W11 was powerful. I just wish the W14 was even half the decent car that it was. But nonetheless, Hershey is coming across the line now. He's into bus stop, navigates it fairly decently. Not the best exits. I think he lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, he's a long way down. We do have Harsh, who's at a time currently good enough for P4. About he's 5 tenths down on TBK's time, so he's going to be the 144 zeros, if my calculations are right. And Charles Leclerc in the Merc absolutely flusters everybody with that lap time. 3.5 tenths faster than TBK at the moment, who's fighting with the Alpine as they go up. Orouge and Daddy on. What is going on there? Who's that Alpine? That has to be. Which is the other Alpine? Wait, I can't see him. Bit flustered here. That's the King Mirul. So Mirul is pretty fast. We saw that last time out in Baku. And somebody's going slow. And Lecom Chicken. But yeah, what do you think we're going to see from the likes of Caesar as well? Caesar in the Alpha Tauri. We know he's a fast driver, but he's in a pretty slow car. What can he do?
It's gonna be tricky because honestly speaking, I don't know what that Alpha Tauri is worth. Meanwhile, I just saw his teammate ram into the wall while going into the pits.
And I just have to point out that Caesar's not a true gamer. He was touching a lot of grass, prepping for his lap. So yeah, don't touch grass if you're a true gamer. Nonetheless, on to a lap now with Caesar. So Yash, why don't you take us through the lap?
Alright, so I'm gonna, y'all are not gonna hear corner names like y'all do with chips. But breaking into turn 1, he goes very, very, very wide, takes a wide line, slingshots his car, gets on the power early, down towards Rouge, and takes it flat throughout. Good drive out of the corner, activates his DRS onto the shorter line, and then now moving towards the outside of the track. Let's see how he takes this corner. And wide again, not hitting the apex as he should have been. The car is drifting a little bit here. You can see a little bit understeer. And you see here again he moves away from the apex. But not too bad here. And then going into this corner, which again I don't know the name for. Now this is Puon, I know this.
Yeah.
Going into Puon, he's in 7th gear. Notice shifts that a lot of drivers are taking it in 8th. He shifts 8th at the exit of the corner. The fastest way around is 7th and then shifting up to 8th. Looks like a decent lap from Caesar actually. Starting sector 3 now. It shows that he has a purple sector, but I don't know how much of that is actually true. We'll see at the end of the lap of what he can actually pull out. Mind you, a lot of, I mean, it's a sprint weekend, so it's not all hope lost if you don't have a good qualifying. When he goes wide, he goes deep into bus stop and then gets a decent exit. And is a 143.4. That was a good lap.
That was a pretty good lap. Yeah, that was pretty neat from Caesar. He can definitely go faster than that. We saw him make a few mistakes. That is probably due to the AlphaTauri and less onto the driver. And there's a car ahead of him. That's a Merc who's not gonna get out the way. Caesar taking a very odd line through there. Yash, if I can just ask you where I can disable this controller vibration setting for the spectator. It
Honestly,
is
Chips, I
very
don't know where
annoying.
to enable it, so I have no idea.
It's very annoying. Meanwhile, we have Abhishek who's just shot up into P2 in the Williams. He's the new Hushrav. And yeah, speaking of whom, if you're wondering why why we don't have Hushrav with us today, it's because somehow his PS4 decided to delete the game, and that's why we are not going to see Hushrav. I mean, it's not going to be a big dent to him. He's what, 92 points ahead at the moment, is he? Or is it more than that?
I just know that his gap to P2 is larger than from P2 to P20.
Yeah, oh, that's normal. Average Hamilton day. I'm just going to take a moment. Where is control vibration
Yeah, I
post
don't
feedback?
think I
Yeah,
can find
this
that
is
chip,
very,
so
very annoying. Yeah. Let me just have a look. Vibration and
I think you'll just have to go to your controls and
yeah, I'm just going
disable
to disable
feedback for now.
vibration. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've just saved it as some generic setting. Let me have a look. No, it's still enabled.
Or you can just put adaptive triggers off and see if that works.
Maybe. I We've never had this issue before. It's pretty frustrating when I'm trying.
Oh, and who's this? Ethan rams into the wall on his in lap, I believe.
Yeah, but he's still got a fully intact front wing. Yeah, it's not doesn't help. I don't understand. I have literally disabled vibration. Why am I still getting controller vibration? Just a sec. I'm taking a while to do this because it's pretty frustrating to. I mean, and Ethan, what's he doing? And he's hit the wall again. I can see that in the background. I'm really sorry for this. I'm gonna
Oh,
disable.
Alchemist goes really deep, so he's gonna abort this lap for sure.
I'm gonna disable all the.
Oh, he doesn't go deep. That was just lag. My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna disable all the force feedback settings. This is quite annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for that, viewers. And let me have a look. No, never mind. So I think I know what's happened here. And Jishnu, with a brilliant lap to take provisional pole, I guess I'll have to just be with the vibration enabled for the entirety of this broadcast. Yeah. What's happened is that I have started an F1 World Race just before this on this account, and F1 World is known to be extremely buggy, and that's why we're having all these issues. Let's have a look
Of
at some of
course,
these.
I mean, yeah, it's very possible that an entire different part of the game reflects onto this part of the game.
Yeah,
It's very common.
why on earth would you want a functional game without bugs? Yeah, that's overrated. Come on, it's
So this
2023.
seems like a good lap from Alchemist, and he goes P10?
P4, P4.
No, P4, yeah, P4, sorry. He goes P4.
Yeah, that's Harsh in P10.
That's extremely close between the top four actually,
Yep.
separated by 2 tenths.
Yes, let's have a look. So the top four separated by 2.5 tenths, the top eight separated by less than a second, and then there's a bit of a gap there for the behind. But nonetheless, it's pretty interesting to see how closely packed the
So
field
TDK
is.
coming around lap, he is about 3.5 tenths up on his lap. Let's see what he can do here.
This would probably take him around P3, P2.
Okay, and
Just
he goes just
P5, never
P5,
mind.
but he does finish 2.7 tenths up on his time,
So
and Mirul also hits the wall.
he probably botched the last
Ramen is
sector.
coming around to finish his lap. It doesn't seem like a fairly great lap from Ramen at this
Yeah, it's
point.
not, it's not. He's gonna go for another.
He's on a recharge lap.
Yeah. No, he's gonna box. So I just want to
Okay,
ask you, there
everyone
is
take
not
it
enough
slow in the
time.
pits.
It's a very, very long track. It's a very long outlap. The time you spend going into the pit lane, into the pit box, being wheeled in, changing the set of tires, and then coming out. Will there be enough time for all the drivers to get out without having any issues of back off drivers in front of them backing off?
I don't think so, honestly speaking, unless the drivers are coming out at about the 2.5 minute point.
Yeah, I
Like
think they should
the
be
likes of, Alchemist and the Alfa Romeo of Dominator. I don't think they'll be able to restart a lap either way. But
Yeah.
most of the other drivers are in the pits. I don't think TBK
TBK, that's it
won't
for
be
him.
able to
That's
start a
it for
lap.
him. That's TBK can't get to the pits in time, and he doesn't have enough battery or the tires to do another lap. Maybe he does. You know what? Maybe he
See, now
might
we
push
have
his chair.
Charles out on an outlap, King Mirul, Pratham, Harsh, Anton, and Oxidized Rage all on an outlap.
There's going to be a big flurry of cars, and Charles gets past the Alpha, no, the McLaren of, is that Harsh? And they're going to go side by side down the Camel Straight. Is it? No, they're going to line up behind one and behind the other. It's going to be Harsh behind Charles for now.
He's winking at him with his DRS wing.
Yes. That's a nice way to let the driver ahead of you. No, so Raman's just exited the pit lane. Given there's going to be a bit of back off, I don't assume that the Merc, who's the Merc behind? That's going to be Harshi. They might get to the line in time, but it's going to be close. I believe it's going to be a bit close. They will need to... No, that's Harshi is finished his lap, I believe. Yeah, he's just gone P12. So it's been a pretty shocking quali for Harshi. Wicked Vicky is not going to get to the line in time. I don't think so. He really needs to go all out on this lap. I don't believe that Wicked Vicky is going to get to the line in time.
I think Noble Gata also is a little late to the party right now.
Where is Noble? Noble is 14th
Wicked
right
Vicky
now.
is also...
Noble will make it.
Cutting corners.
Noble will make it, and there's a Haas behind. That is probably Jishnu. Is that Jishnu? Yeah, that has to be Jishnu. So Jishnu and Wicked Vicky have left it a bit too late, I feel. But I still think that Jishnu is going to make it just on time, while Wicked Vicky might just lose out by a couple of seconds. While we have the first of the drivers, first of the running cars, Shal. Oh, sorry, first of the cars on track. It's going to be Shal who's starting his lap, and following him is going to be Harsh. And then let's follow in whatever order we find them. And this vibration thing is really annoying me. I think this just proves that you should never be interested for Codemaster's headline features, because they almost never work. Vishnu getting past an Alpha Tauri. I don't know who that is. If you can check that, Yash, later on. While you have Shal on the Camel Straight approaching approaching Lecombe chicane. Yeah, I will get my names right. And he is up by 100. That's not going to be enough, not nearly enough for Charles Leclerc. While Jishnu, he's 15 seconds out, and you know what, he might just make it, and so does Wicked Vicky. So there you go, every driver's gonna get to the line in time, apart from Alchemist and Caesar.
Wicked Vicky is noted by the stewards for cutting corners while trying to make it to the line.
Alright, so there you go, that's not gonna work, and 4 drivers have not gonna be able to finish their laps. That's gonna be Alchemist, Noble Carter, Domathor, and Anton, while Jishnu on a lap in the Haas. What is Shal doing? Shal, he's approaching the end of Sector 2. Jishnu is approaching the end of Sector 1. It's going to be so close. If you can follow Shal, I'll follow Jishnu. Jishnu is up by... No, he's down. Jishnu is down while Shal
is up by just a pinch bit. He's just a little lesser than a tenth up on his time right now.
And we're not considering Abhishek in all this. Abhishek is up by almost 2/10. And what is Shal going to be able to do? This is make or break for Shal. The Merc has been a pretty decent car around here, and if he navigates the bus stop chicane nicely, he could well snatch pole away from Jishnu, who's in the Haas, who's on a lap. But what about Shal? What can he do? Can he steal pole right at the death? Yeah, he can!
And he goes pole!
By 200ths. That's a brilliant lap by him, brilliant effort. There are 2 Alpines and a McLaren crossing the line.
Abhishek is going even faster than the Williams right now. This is
Pratham goes P3. But let's be on board with Abhishek for now. Abhishek, you can follow Jishnu if you like. But Abhishek to the line. This is going to be make or break. And Shooter takes pole. But will Abhishek steal it? He will.
And Abhishek go. Wow.
What about Jishnu, the original man on pole? He is up by 1.5 tenths. This is anybody's game here. Anybody could take pole. Well, not anymore. It's only going to be Jishnu if he navigates the bus stop chicane nicely, which he kind of has. And to the line comes the Haas. Is it pole? It's not. It's P3.
And Caesar coming across the line. I don't think he is on a
P5.
He goes P5.
And wow, that was very hectic right at the end there. And it ends with Abhishek on pole and Shooter out of nowhere taking P2. He messaged me just before the race asking me if there was a spot for him, as he had accidentally unmarked his attendance.
P5, P6, P7 and P8 who are all in the 143 ones.
Yeah. They're within the same window as well. Same between 4 and 5 tenths.
I mean, if you think of it, it's like It's P3 142.9, P4 142.9, P5 143.1, 6, 7, 8, all 143 ones.
That's unbelievable. And like it's quite nicely put. Is okay. The top four are all in the 142s, and the P5 to P8 are in the 143 ones. That is a very nice spot by you, Yash. Well spotted. Let's run through the order, and I shall very quickly have to go AFK. So why don't you run us through the order, Yash?
Yep, so we have Abhishek who takes pole in by, I mean, quite comfortably. That's one of the biggest margins on the grid right now. But Abhishek, yes, takes poles in the Williams, followed by Shooter, Jishnu, Charles, Mercurial, Caesar, Pratham, Wicked Vicky, Alchemist, Tanishq, and Harsh, wrapping up our top 10, followed by Mirul, Easy Level Bot, Raman, Harshi, Ethan, Anton, Noble Garter, Domithor, and Oxidize and Shrikant, the only two Red Bull drivers, the two Red Bull drivers who have not set a lap.
Last to first. I believe it's the
I
last to
mean,
first. For Shrikant, it is. For Oxidize, he was disconnected. So yeah, possibly. I'll just be back in a sec, Yash, if you can just take us through the transition between quali and the sprint. And yeah, you stay tuned, viewers. If there's a sprint and there's a main race, 30 laps of entertainment coming your way. Yes, you here?
yeah, but it's not
Yeah,
going
I'm
to the
not
next
sure.
screen.
I rushed really fast and came back and just to see that there's no timing screen. So are people messaging anything in Paddock? Let's have a look. Maybe there's been some issue. I believe something is.
Okay, now the countdown has come.
Oh, all right. Yeah. How dare we want a functional game with basic features?
Okay, so Chips, take us through the start because you know it's gonna go straight to the start there.
Do you think it's gonna rain? It's overcast. All right, Oxidize.
I'll invite him.
Someday he should. We all hope that he gets a good internet connection, a stable internet connection someday. I'm very quickly gonna have a look at the corner names for my own sake. So I messed up my corner names on our quali excursion there. Uh, Malmedy is the turn after Lecombe Chicane. The turn after that is Brussels, and the turn after that is Speaker's Corner. This is for anybody who's interested. I am with corner names. Lifania, Campus, and Stav. So Stavlo was right for me, I believe. And yeah, so let's just go with it. Go with the flow. Left turn, right turn. Too many
Okay,
ways of
so
going
the
about
countdown
turns.
started.
But yeah, the countdown. Can't hear it yet.
Alright, we should be going now.
Alright, I'm gonna take your word for it. I can't hear it, but we have one light, two lights, three lights, four lights, they're five lights, they're blinking, they're winking at us, the lights, if you can see that. And it's gonna be lights out, and away we go. What's going on here? Who's that? Oxidize has just. This reminds me of Physical at Malaysia 2001 and at Malaysia
Oxidize, like
1999.
what? I wasn't supposed
And
to?
we have a safety car immediately. So it didn't matter, Yash, that we had the safety car disabled. Sorry, the formation lap disabled.
Formation
Alchemist
lap
is
disabled.
going, and the Oxide is disqualified. Wow, this necessitates a lobby restart, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, no way,
It's a
no
lot.
way, no way we're gonna go ahead with this. Yeah. Congratulations, Codemasters. You can probably make the most incompetent people look competent. That's how ridiculous you are.
Restarting my
And there
game,
you go.
Chips.
There you go. Spa 98. The Spa 98 going on in front of us here. Oh, thank you, drivers, for finding some happiness in this. Yeah, even I shall restart my game, and as a result, we shall restart the stream. So, thank you, drivers. Please let us know the weather if you can. And yeah, we shall come back very soon. What is going on here? Oh, the race has ended. Yeah, day after day, I
Chips just
wonder.
asked for the weather, no?
Yeah, I will. Stream is not ended yet.
Or should
Oh,
we
wait, wait,
just...
wait. I'm still stream is still on, and I'm witnessing a glitch beyond anything I've ever witnessed for a Codemasters game. The guy in P1 is sat on the grid. The guy in P2 is navigating Malmedy right now. I'm pressing speakers on, and the safety car is out for some reason. Before. Oh. Oh, you can have a look at the Belgian sky here while Srikandas leaves the session. Alright, so viewers, we shall be back. Obviously, by now you should know that this is not a company who you can trust with making a functional game ever. 10 cars in the pits, 10 cars on track. 11 cars in the pits, 10 cars, 9 cars on track. Oh yeah, lovely, 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 lovely. Alright, thank you viewers. We shall send you the updated stream link in the broadcast channel very soon. Until then, thank you. I'm just... what is going on? Alright, I'm gonna quit the session because there's some very... I think there's a red flag glitch thanks to
But
something.
red flag also I kept off.
Yeah, I know you've kept red flag off. I'm still here. I'm still spectating. The stream is still on. This is for everybody to see. So there are 4 people in the session. Yeah, there you go. Everybody's left by now. But yeah, for some reason
But
I'm
I'm
getting a...
telling you, something is wrong with the wet weather. Chips, I'm so guaranteed there is something wrong with wet weather.
something's wrong
There
with
is
this
no
computer.
absolute reason for
One sec.
them to keep
Stream. I'll quit the stream bit. Thank you, viewers. We shall be back very soon.